Take elevator. Wait, I have an appointment with Woody Shen. Got to meet him at Zhang's Noodle House. Here it comes. Nope. Again, huh? Playing with gacha machines? Hey Jason, I don't know what's wrong with 23 today. She said I can play as much as I want. She's fine. What's your tongue? Gotta throw him a bone or two every once in a while. It makes me sound like a puppy. Be a good boy and play your game. Yeah, I'll definitely get the one. 23 is flashing a winning smile. She's gonna hack it for her. Not again. Okay, I give up. Dinner time, let's go. Open air diner? Same old place? Problem? No, I'll order beer this time. Sure thing. Come, Jason. Dinner's on me, Lawrence. You order. Me? Anything I want? Yeah, let's see what you can come up with. Jason, anything you'd like to avoid? Allergy or something? No raw stuff, please. Roger. Go ahead, Lawrence. Sure. How are you feeling? Your first day as a spy? It's complicated. Haha. Sometimes you're just like Nin. She's more like her usual self now. In the safe house, she was acting kinda weird. Hey, what are you guys talking about? Relationship gossip? We're not hormones-driven teenagers, okay? Hey, time for some fun conversations after a long day. How's it going? Nin agreed to go out with you yet? Huh? 23's in love with C2? Of course. You could say no when I come asking, eh? Wait, did she agree to just go out with you? Or go out with you? I think she's going out with me. Does that mean a yes or no? But that's like no progress at all. I know, right? She just doesn't get it. Worst of all, she's complaining to me all the time. This job is all work, no date. I can't imagine Sichu saying something like that. I mean, come on. Here's your date sitting in front of you. You might need a few tips from Jason. Yeah, the only one who's not single. Teach 23 and Vivo too. What would you do when your crush is oblivious to your feelings? Can he give me any lesson, though? He looks like the oblivious kind himself. Yeah, I am. See? Whatever. What would you do, Jason? Why don't you just tell her straight out? Nope. It's gonna be super awkward if she says no. I can't risk what I have now. You're thinking way too far ahead. I'm a sensitive girl, in love. My ass. Hey, I don't have to be with her as a couple. A colleague relationship is totally fine by me. Not that quitter talk again. Shut up. I mean, for real. Being able to work with her as a team is good enough for me. Nin doesn't care about you enough, if you ask me. That's because you've never seen her off work face. She's really nice to me. The hell? Am I supposed to be jealous? I think so, yeah. Oh wait, quiet. Say, I never suspected this operation is behind Al's back. Dude, that's what you'd call an awkward change of subject? This feels like a good time to talk about it. Sorry for not telling you. For the record, it's all Nin's idea. I was dead set against it. Yeah, just dump it all on Nin. She's not here anyway. 23 blue of raspberry. Ah, that explains the smell. The small van. Al didn't give you the budget for it. No, that has nothing to do with the budget. A small van works better for the mission. Aren't you concerned that Al might find out? Does Al have that much money to spare? That much and then some, if the big bosses feel like spending. We are backed by all sorts of big corps, you know. Illegal investigation is not something you would do, 23. It's private investigation, not illegal. I think we broke a ton of laws in the process. You're not wrong. Aren't you always going like, we are the law of enforcement? Breaking the law to enforce the law is wrong. And blah blah. Right, why did you agree to this? I'm doing this for Nin's sake. I can't let her start a mission without support, can I? Put that starry-eyed look away, Lawrence. I'm warning you. Now seriously, I don't think what we're doing is right. I've been working for Al long enough to see a fair share of moral dilemma. By now, I have developed my own rules and red lines. Nin was right about 23. My bottom line is that law and order must be respected. I like that idea. Then you're the conservative side too. However, law and order are not perfect. There are real life cases where they don't apply very well. In a perfect world, I totally follow them without questioning, but this world is not perfect. What do you mean by respect then? I mean, we must uphold the authority. Laws exist to create order. We all know laws aren't perfect, but in the overwhelming majority of cases, we must follow them. Try not to break any law, even if we are doing the right thing, or if we have to break it from time to time. We should feel ashamed of it. We must face the fact when we take inappropriate actions. That blind obedience. Agreed. Oh. What's up? No. You're starting to lose me. This is getting philosophical quickly. Sometimes I want to be you. Oh, I can tell it's not a compliment. Good for you. Anyway, as far as I can tell, you're saying breaking the law is wrong? Right. If you have to simplify things, then why are you doing this knowing it's wrong? We don't always get to do what we believe is right. We choose what we want. I want to be with Nin, plain and simple. Not the right thing, but the desired thing. That brings us back to the starting point. You're right, her eyes are not laughing. I say, you and Nin are focused too much on fine details. Just be yourself and be proud of it, right, Jason? Sometimes I'm not sure what be myself means. Really? Well said, Jason. Say, Lawrence, what's with that tone? I sense a hearty talk coming. You seriously want to join Al? Of course. I don't know if it's the right place for a simple guy like you. Is there anything wrong with being simple? Well, I don't know about that. Pretty sure you will pass the adversity test in one shot though. Even you have to recognize my talent. 23 screen doesn't look like recognition. Adversity test? What's that? See, you have lots to learn, Lawrence. Huh? Lesson 1. If you don't know something, ask. Don't make a fool of yourself. Passing the adversity test? Is that a bad thing? The adversity test is something designed by Grandma to find out how reliable an agent is. Reliable? Whether or not they will perform as expected on missions. Then passing the test is obviously a good thing. A simple guy you are. Passing the test means Grandma believes she has complete domination over you. What? In her logic, the adversity test is not intended to find out how loyal we are or tame us. The purpose is to find our nature. Loyalty and obedience degrade over time. The world changes, people change. What remains constant, according to Grandma, is a person's nature. If you get that, you have full control. What's that supposed to mean? One example, the trolley problem. A runaway trolley is barreling down the tracks. One track is Francis, on the other are 5 kids. You control the switch. Which size do you save? Fran. That was quick. You're one cold-blooded bastard. Now Grandma knows when you should be put in a cell instead of on the front lines. Oh, and she has a trump card to play when you show the slightest sign of going renegade. Of course, that was just a hypothetical scenario. Grandma puts you in real-life scenarios with real consequences. It takes most agents 3 or 4 tries to pass it. Nin has failed it 21 times and still can't in. Huh? What? How? She managed to stop the trolley. Huh? Instead of making a choice, she finds a way to circumvent the whole situation. Unlike the hypothetical scenario, in real life, there's always a perfect solution without sacrificing anyone. A lot of the times we can see this perfect solution, but couldn't pull it off. Nin does it every single time, leaping out of Grandma's lap. That is cool. Yeah, totally. However, that means she has yet to pass the test. There will be more? You bet, and it gets tougher every single time. Will you be informed of upcoming adversity tests? Of course not. These tests are mixed in our daily missions. You never know until it's right in your face. Does she have to go that far? Grandma believes so. She must have complete domination over all agents. Don't you know the dynamics within Al? Oh, I do know that. Dynamics? What do you mean by dynamics? Let me explain. Al is a government law enforcement agency in theory. Under the table, it's backed by big corporations. Multiple corporations have considerable influence over Al, most obviously agent drafting. There are 3 ways to become an Al agent: recommendation, recruitment, and special cases. Every agent with outstanding performance are allowed to recommend candidates that they see fit. Nin is able to do that. Correct? Recommend candidates. Must be reviewed by Grandma though. Can you make recommendations? No. Ha. Damn you. You've got to be superhuman to earn recommendation rights. The logic is that talent recognized by these inhuman beings can't be much worse. You should see Nin's mentor, one tough piece of work, but very few could join Al by this way. As to recruitment, submit your application and go through the routine. The reality is, you must be backed by corporations to make the cut. About 90% of our agents are recruited this way. That means Al is full of corporate representatives. Remember, when I said this operation would be called off if Al called us. Because Vision is one of Al's backers. Exactly. Vision will try everything it has to stop us. And being one of the big 3, its influence is massive. T2's not bullshitting when she said this investigation has immense risk. Hold on, why did you say I'd pass the adversity test in one go? Because you're that simple to figure out. Hardly need any test if I were Grandma. Oh hey. Are you taking offense or what? No? Or do you see yourself as a mysterious guy? No, I didn't. Bullshit. You scratch your head every time you lie. Ah. Told you to practice lying. Now, hear this, Jason. There are telling signs when people lie. Shifty eyes, fidgeting fingers, gotta keep those under control. Or sometimes fake it to mislead. Is that appropriate to teach him that? Nah, not a problem at all. You're drunk. No, I'm not. See, Jason, one problem of 23s is that she can't hold her liquor. Color me surprised. Huh? He can't hold his liquor. Come on, dude. Be a man. I was talking about you. She's totally lost it. Heard you. I'm sober. Then answer me, of all people in this world, who do you like best? Nin. Why? Because she's awesome and she's nice to me. Yeah, she's lost it. Shall we walk her back? Not yet. This is an opportunity. What's he planning? Nin's like super nice to me. I know, you said it already. Now let's try something else. Are you really okay with just being a colleague of hers? Huh? Told you yes. She's suddenly sobering up. Damn, I thought I'd catch you this time. Catch what? I have nothing to hide. Okay, gotta go before I bath all over the place. Bye. 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 What? Tell you something. 23 said telltale signs of lies, right? Yeah, you scratch your head. No, I'm not talking about me. Sometimes she can't help herself. Like when she's really nervous or pissed drunk. How do you know? I have sharp eyes. I figured out that her telltale sign is touching her neck. Remember when I asked if she's okay with being just Nin's colleague? Uh-huh. When she answered, she touched her neck. This is not funny. No, I totally root for her. She and Nin belong together. Good for you. Want to give her a push, Jason? I mean, after this operation? Sure, let me know what I can do. Great. Eh? Hold on, I think I forgot something. Like, 23 said dinner's on her? Ah, right, she left without paying. Damn. Let's split the bill. No, I can't let you pay for it. I'll go check out and ask her for reimbursement later. Thanks. Don't mention it. We're about done. Shall we go back? I'm not so eager to go back yet. Good. I'm gonna get a cup of bubble tea, then we can find a corner to talk. Why don't we just talk here? They won't let us hug the table forever, haha. Shall we? There are things I'd like to talk in private. Sure. Great. Will you go get the bubble tea first? I'm gonna pay the check. What would you like? Oh right. Medium nata jelly bubble tea. No ice, half sugar, extra bubbles for topping. Okay. See you at the Betel Nut joint. Gotta talk to our guy. That's what I wanted to do. Is this... Okay, so maybe I can get this first. Welcome to Popo. What would you like today? This is not my cup of tea. I'll just order one for Lawrence. One netta jelly bubble. Netta jelly bubble tea. Ice and sugar? Did he tell me? No ice, half sugar, extra bubbles for topping. No ice, half sugar, any topping? Extra bubbles. The total is $180. Bloody robbery. Working on it. A cup of bubble tea used to cost like 90 or 90, whatever that is. Gone are the good old days. I should have got the order correct, right? Your drink is ready, sir. Thank you. Have a nice day. Gonna meet up with Lawrence. No, we're not. Whoa. Isn't that Zhang's? Hey, Jason, here. That was loud. Great, now everyone knows I'm Jason. Bubble tea? Thank you. What is that you want to talk about? I want to talk about the flop core. I left you outside, remember? I owe you an explanation. About that, huh? I did it for a chance to examine the data. You want to get the dirt on Vision before C2 does. Why would you say that? Because you hate flop farming and Vision is an industry leader. It is part of the reason, plus it doesn't affect the operation. It did. You changed the plan. The change had no consequence. You slowed us down. Not by much. If I did... I know what you mean. I won't do it again. Promise. Say, you're thinking a lot like Nin. She did mention your personal grudge. She told you that? Why? Did she suspect that I'd entered the flop core alone? Yeah. Did you tell her what I did? I told her. Right. You said you would. I couldn't order you to keep it secret. He's obviously not happy about it. Sorry, but it's the right thing to do. The right thing, huh? There, you again, talking exactly like Nin. Phew. I should apologize. I changed the plan first. Sorry, Jason. Don't dwell on it. I needed a chance then, because I knew Nin wouldn't let me touch the data when we're back. For a moment, Lawrence looks struggling. I just wanted to help. Examine the data for anything that stands out. I know 23 doesn't want to touch the data from the flop core. She's trying to avoid too many red lines. She may skip private messages and overlook critical leads. I thought I should take a quick look at the parts that she might miss. Against evil corporations like Vision, you must leave no stone unturned. Why didn't you let me in? Why didn't you tell me before? Because we didn't have time for a full explanation. Worse, if you were uncooperative, that could jeopardize the operation. Anyway, in the end, I found nothing. He only had a few minutes, not enough to examine it properly. You expected to find something in minutes? Well, I could get lucky. I did notice a few messages. Vision is aware that someone is after them. Here's one message I remember. Watch out for infiltration in the next few days. Data theft. I thought, sounds like they're talking about us. Probably. Anyway, that's it about the flop core. He looks dejected. Hey Jason, I think Nin doesn't trust me. To be exact, she hasn't trusted me ever since we began this operation. Why would you say so? Like, she didn't let me see this data. Considering what C2 said, she probably didn't want Lawrence to do silly things out of personal grudge. Is that enough to be called distrust, though? Didn't she say it's sensitive data? I don't know if I got that. And this secret investigation without Al's approval, she kept me in the dark too. But then I thought it's cool, like something straight out of a movie. Now I feel left out. You are part of her team, unlike Fran and I. Right. You know what? She tried to keep me out of this operation in the beginning. I can see how much C2 worries about Lawrence's personal grudge against Flop Farm. I don't know what's so special about this case. Why are they suddenly shutting me out? Do you have any idea, Jason? Maybe she doesn't want you to be blinded by your feelings. Not that excuse again, but why? Because of how much you hate the flock farming industry. What does that matter? The hate drives me forward. She never tries to understand my perspective. Although, on the other hand, what if it's just me? What if Nin didn't mean it? If so, brooding over nothing makes me like a fool. He is aware that he sometimes broods over nothing, huh? Whichever case it is, you should talk to her. And stop brooding over nothing. Is that an agreement? Jason, I told you about my past, didn't I? Yes, I'm sorry for what happened to you. Thank you. Now I think I should tell you the whole story. That is, if you'd like to listen. Of course I'd like to, yeah. Lawrence's face darkens. I skipped a lot of details last time. I and my family were not the only victim of the accident in Tendril. There were about 40 victims. The accident made it to the press, but it was covered up soon enough. Back then, clock farming was a superstar technology. Everyone was talking about its positive side. Compared to that, killing a few dozen shithole residents is hardly a cost. There's something people didn't know about that accident. Actually, no one died when it happened. But he said his family all died in the accident, didn't he? But your family, they were not dead, not by then. Comatose. The accident turned us into vegetables. Tendril's first response was to salvage what they could. We were transferred to one of their secret labs. There they tried many procedures to cure us. Nothing worked. A few died in the process. In the end, they gave up. But it was too late. They couldn't just claim nothing happened. So they decided to make a public announcement saying we were all killed in the accident. One thing leads to another. Now they have a bunch of vegetable subjects. What should they do with us? Subjects? Test subjects. For months, their lab used us for experiments, starting with innocuous ones, testing body response, so on and so forth. Then they started radical procedures, cutting off organs and limbs, taking brains apart. I was conscious the whole time. I could see what they did to me. We were kept in a dark room, fed through tubes. They pushed us out to be operated on. Some of us never came back. Every single day, I prayed in silence. Not me. Please not me. Don't pick me. He retched. I even asked whatever God there is to make them take my parents. Anyone but me. Don't blame yourself, you are under crushing fear, this is normal. I tried to count the days, but it was next to impossible in a windowless room. Lab staff visits were my only clue. Soon I gave up on that. I thought that would be the end of us all. One day, after an experiment, I found myself able to move and talk again. I begged them to let me go, and my family go. Of course they wouldn't let us. I was dragged and put back to the bed. Before I passed out, though, I noticed something different about the lab staff. On their faces was something that wasn't there before. It was a surprise. Shock. It was surprise, shock, and also sympathy. As if they didn't realize I am human until I started to talk. Before that, I was a lab rat. That changed things. A few hours later, one guy came and released me. He wanted to let me go against lab rule, but I cried. I asked him to take my parents with us. No surprise, we couldn't carry 2 adults with us. In the process, more lab staff heard us. We had to flee. I managed to escape the facility, but the man who saved me was caught. I left him behind, left my parents behind. You couldn't have done anything even if you stayed. I knew I couldn't do anything back then, but I swore to come back one day and save my parents. Out of the facility, I found a way to join a gang. They were nice enough to take me in. I stole some guns from them and went back to the Tendril facility. On your own? Yeah, I knew I had no chance. I must do something to help my parents before it's too late. Every single day counts. Just when I was getting close to the facility, I ran into a woman with silver hair. C2? Yeah, she stopped my suicidal mission. Just when I was arguing with her, boom, the facility went up in flames. Later she told me that she went inside. Whoever it was that I tried to save, they were all dead. She blew the place up so that the press would notice. Her plan partially worked. Tendril fired a row of executives and sent a few scapegoats to the police. To me, it was better than nothing. After that, I lost track of Nin. She just vanished, without leaving behind even a name. Her existence told me there were people actually busy trying to save the world. How did you find her again? That's a story for another time. Simply put, I've been looking for her ever since. There were a few cases where she needed helpers. I enlisted myself. With this story, Jason, I'm trying to make you understand what Nin and flop farming mean to me. He is very determined now. They are two forces that drive me forward. The pursuit of justice, of power. I am a victim of the flop farming industry, but after everything that happened, I realized what I hate the most is the fact that some people walk away untouched after committing unspeakable evil. I take it personally. This is outrageous. It's unfair. I must do something to settle the score. I must make someone pay. This is exactly why C2 is worried about you. Yeah, she said something like that too. But I am who I am. Having survived it, I feel the rage, the fear. Whoever caused it must pay. This is what I call justice. What I pursue with Nin at 23 is justice as a driving force. Using justice as a driving force, huh? Can't relate at all. Oh, I told you I want to join Al, didn't I? Yeah, you did that. I'm dead serious about it. I want to be like Nin. You said something about the power to do the right thing. It feels pretentious hearing it from you. He actually blushed. But that is right. These days, it takes power to wrestle against those with power. Nin is a living example. Remember what 23 said about Nin being an adversity test? That is the power I'm talking about. I've seen how Nin handles dilemmas multiple times. For example, once Al told them to handle terrorists who were about to disclose classified information to the public. Al's instruction was to blow up the building they were in, sacrificing all civilians. Nin found a way to cut the building's network connections for about 5 minutes. Within those 5 minutes, she rushed in and neutralized all terrorists, over 30, one by one. On her own? Yep. Because of her genetic engineering. Does it mean I can do it too? My point is, I've never seen her hesitating or wavering. She analyzes the situation and takes actions. I want to be like her. With that kind of ability and willpower, I'll be able to do anything. This is what C2 complained about. Unrealistic optimism. I know I'm far from that goal, but I'm working on it. If it doesn't necessarily translate into result. C2 is only human, don't idolize her too much. Ooh. Hey, don't rain on my parade with that old geezer talk. I mean it. I know. You must be wondering about what? That I'm boring you out with this long story. Not at all. Thank you for sharing. You're a great listener. There's a purpose in telling you my story, because we're buddies, Jason. You should know more about me, and I'd like to know more about you too. Find me anytime you want to share something. Thank you, Lawrence. Yeah? You don't need to. Let's be really good friends going forward. Going forward, huh? Yeehaw! That's a bit too much drama. Finally I can talk about it with someone. I've been waiting for this day like forever. I couldn't talk to Nin or 23 about it. They like me well enough, but I just couldn't see them as simple friends. I know you wouldn't believe it, but I do feel lonely sometimes. Luckily, now I have you. You're like an older brother, you know? I appreciate your friendship too. Say haha. I can't tell if you mean it or not. I just presume you're happy to hear it. Okay, it's getting late. About time for me to hit the hay. Yay, finally. What? Am I that boring? I took like 2 quick naps. Hey, see you tomorrow, Jason. See you tomorrow. Everyone has a dark past, even an optimistic boy like him. Human test subjects, friend nearly getting killed? Bad shit's been happening left and right all this time. I just didn't see them until they hit me right in the face. The world is moving on, ever so slowly, without me knowing. But my priority remains unchanged. Defend my way of life and the people I care about. That's it. It's getting cold. Better get going. I have a meeting appointment. Okay. Hello, my kin. This guy is weird. Where's Ivan Zhang? He will be here soon. He looks gloomy. Is it really okay to talk about that in public? Not a problem. There won't be other customers at this hour. Before we start, allow me to remind you, Ivan Zhang won't be very nice to us. I see. He's here. Huh? I've seen you before. Fuck me. He's staring at me as if I'm some kind of alien. He's one of you, too? Yes. That's one hell of a surprise. Shall we start? Wait. He's staring hard at Woody Chen and I. You're using possessed bodies? You're correct, although it's not by choice. I know you want to shed these bodies and get back to wherever you belong. But give me one reason why I should help things like you. You're in urgent need of information, and I promise to provide what you need. In case you don't trust me, consider this my down payment. Yasmin Song. Yasmin? What the? What are you guys talking about? Mr. Zhang and I have a deal. He will tell me what happened at the source. In return, I'll tell him about members of his team possessed by MBUs. Since when? I'm not sure. An informed guess. Less than 1 week ago. 1 week? How do you know? This is not... How can I trust you if I don't know how this informed guess is made? It's not part of the deal, Mr. Zhang. I can't tell at all. And she's my... Humans identify each other by visual and audio features. Subtle changes of personality is a gray area. It's only natural that you fail to notice. You don't see yourself as human, huh? Unfortunately, I do not know whether your statement is correct. But that is precisely what this meeting is about. I need knowledge from you, and I must do something. Mr. Zhang? I can't let Yasmin. I strongly advise against taking any action, Mr. Zhang. Who are you to advise me? For your own interest, I do not let Yasmin Song suspect that you know. Am I supposed to treat that thing as one of our own? Yes. That thing has complete control over your comrade. It has a million ways to hurt the body before you can intervene. If she has recently been behaving in an acceptable way, that means this kin of mine prefers to continue the life of her host. Feigning ignorance is the most practical solution. Easy for you to say. You're only trying to protect your kin, and in the process, protect your comrade. Good. Okay, you want a story? I give you a story. But as I said, the story doesn't mean a thing to your purpose. Please do go on. Let's not start from the beginning. Waste of time. Anyway, I somehow rubbed your masters the wrong way. Your master the wrong way. Before I knew it, I was caught and thrown into a staged hospital room of sorts, and one of your kin possessed me. It forced me to get information out of my man. It even made you, I'd rather not tell you. Mr. Zhang, please honor our deal. I said I'm not telling. I understand, please continue. After that, there was this creepy figure. It killed everyone there. It didn't make damn sense. Didn't make sense? Like he held two people up without touching them and crushed them midair. Then I passed out. When I came around, I was in the same room. I thought I must get the hell out of there, so I left the room and found myself in this dense fog. Can't see a thing except for occasional strange machine high up. The fog was probably laced with something. In just a few seconds, I started to feel dizzy, so I plucked a ventilator from a dead body nearby and put it on. That was when I figured I was not abducted by fucking aliens. Those bodies, your masters, they're human enough. I tried to find a way out, or any living person. Nope, blood everywhere. I went on and on and on, nothing but more fog. Just when I thought I was going to die there, I heard a low humming sound. Following the sound, I found a gigantic steel gate. The gate is connected to a heap of machines that I've never seen before. That was the source of the humming. Could you tell me what those machines are for? Did you see any label or instruction? I'm not your genius scientist. As to labels, there were some. I didn't pay much attention, but Summa Finalis. That was the only label I remember. Summa Finalis. No idea what the hell that means. Please continue. The gate opened as I approached. Outside was an open field. I rushed out before it closed. Then I found myself by a deserted service road somewhere on Yangmin Mountain, because I could see Power Station 4 far away. I took a deep breath and turned back, and there's nothing. There's nothing. Yep, one big open field. I was the tallest thing around. Wait, where's the gate? You just went through a gate. You should at least see the gate itself, if not the structure it's attached to. Can you describe it? You're not listening. There's no structure. No structure? See, the story doesn't make sense. Don't say I didn't warn you. Kind of a fairy tale. Do you have the precise location? I can send you the coordinates, but don't expect to find anything. I went back to double check. Nothing. No gate, no structure. What did you do next? What else? I had to find my way back to human civilization. I ran into a power line service truck. A young guy was working on the cables. He gave me a lift back to Wenpei. Now, question time. Don't count on me for answers, though. I am as clueless as you are. Do you trust your memory? Are you suggesting I bumped my head and dreamed this up? I mean, could somebody have tampered with your memory? How am I supposed to tell if someone did fuck with my mind? Didn't you mention inhaling some of that fog? Right, no idea what's in it. There's one thing I can guarantee. Every word I told you is true. You can doubt the state of my mind, and that's all up to you. Could this be related to vision? 200% positive it's not. I've done business with Vision countless times, mostly under the table. I know pretty well what they can do. That facility is beyond big corporation and their secret labs. You heard the story. Do you believe Vision is capable of that shit? Maybe Vision does have some secret tech. I know people these days are used to the idea of secret tech. Believe me, what I saw belongs to science fiction. I don't know if the term common sense means the same thing to whatever you are as to us humans. Haven't you realized your own existence is against common sense? Intangible minds that possess people. Is that realistic? Good point. Anyway, these people have technologies that are far beyond any corporation. Huh. Maybe they are aliens after all. I'm out of questions. Yeah. Hey, don't you have anything to say? What's up? I'm thinking about this creepy figure that obliterated everyone at the source. Who is it? Is it part of the source? It was wearing the same protective suit as theirs, but under the suit it must be something else. What's the motive? What does this figure want? It has to be one of these cases. 1, to kill everyone in this source of yours. 2, to do something else. Those people happen to be in its way. Something else, for example, to liberate all MBUs, beats me. The result is the same though. Your source is no more. Now we are free. Free in stolen bodies. For this reason, we must locate our own bodies ASAP. That would be true freedom. In that sense, we have a shared goal. To save Yasmin, I must solve your problem first. Let's keep sharing what we managed to learn, if you don't have any objection. I don't. That's it for today. We have exhausted our information. Agreed. Going forward, I will try to find out more about the source. You will receive updates when there is any. This will take a while. Do not expect anything soon. Good. I need a cigarette. Feel free to stay here before I close shop. Kin, there's one thing I didn't tell him about the figure that destroyed the source. You were possessing Ivan Zhang back then. You must have witnessed the process. Do you understand what that means? No. It means you were transferred from Jason Dai after the source was destroyed. All our kin, myself included, were dispatched before that. With the source gone, we're trapped in our current bodies. Do you see the problem? Theoretically, no one should be able to send you into Jason Dai. Except for that mysterious figure, that is. Now think again about what Ivan Zhang just said. I have a feeling that you are its purpose. It wiped out the source to send you out and make sure no one comes after you. The freedom to the rest of our kin is only a byproduct. Do you really think so? I don't know. It's only a theory, but I've got to say, right now it looks scarily plausible. What does it want? Take the rest with a big pinch of salt. It's my imagination doing the work. I think it wants to observe you. Observe? The evidence being it has taken no action or whatsoever yet. No contact, no interference. It even eliminated all possible interference for you, the source. It could be hiding somewhere, watching you. Of course, I could be wrong. I just feel that maybe you could use this information. As to how to act on it, all up to you. So that thing is just protecting me, just in case. I see. Yeah. And I have noticed something. Over time, we seem to be developing more initiative. Once we were mindless puppets, but now we are starting to want things. Everyone's want is unique, but there's something in common. We all want to make a difference with this stolen time. Make a difference. To people around us, to the world in general, as if we're trying to prove something, prove our own existence. If you're in the middle of something, do it with all your heart while you still can. We don't know if this freedom will last forever. Now we should part ways. Go back to our own lives. Forget about this. Seize the day. Farewell. Farewell, kin. He left me an understanding smile. I gotta talk to our guy, man. Oh. Really? I was gonna tell him afterwards. Okay. That specter is with me all the time. In the shadows. Oh, hi Jason. Why are you still here? Why are you still out here? Went for a cigarette. Let's go up. Hey, you guys are back. Aiden, I walked Frances back to your place. She's healing up nicely. Should be able to walk in days. Great, thank you. Don't mention it. Good night then. Night. Good night. Shh. They're our neighbors. Ah, okay. Welcome back. How are you feeling? Not bad. Something's bugging her. Something on your mind? With so many things going on, I have a ton on my mind. I've given it more thought. What we talked about before you went to the farm. Fran doesn't want me to participate in their mission. Then you were almost killed there, but I can't pull out now. If we still can't find any evidence tomorrow, the situation will only get worse. I agree, right? The way I see it, Miss Situ brought up your condition to remind you of two things. First, Al will be after you. Second, she will send you on more dangerous missions. That makes sense. Jay, I know we have gone too far to pull out. I want you to watch out for yourself because I don't think they will try very hard to protect you. I can look after myself. I know, still, promise me you will take care. Okay, good. I'm sure that Miss Situ and the rest of them are good people, but they may not be as reliable as they seem. I won't trust Lawrence too much, but Situ... They look pretty okay to me, except for Lawrence, that is. Lawrence will feel hurt if he heard that. I'm talking about their heart. Huh? Are we suddenly getting poetic? They all have brave hearts. I think I know what you're getting at. Yeah, she doesn't believe it. Miss Situ is an excellent special agent, but she lacks something that makes us human. Complacence? No? She's detached. Approaching it was emotion. Approaching everything from miles away as if it's someone else's problem. Maybe her detachment is just on the surface. I think it comes from the inside. But that is inhuman. She becomes a legend, an idol, but she cannot relate. In her eyes, the world is one after another issue to be tackled. What she sees as a mere issue could be the meaning of their life to others. Is that a problem? How would you feel if someone attached a label to the most important thing in your life and calls it dispensable? Miss Situ is that kind of person. To her, everything can be traded off if the price is right. That's what I mean by detached, seeing everything in terms of value and return. The same doesn't apply to the ones who ultimately suffer this loss. She believes we all can see the world as she does. If not, a hearty talk should do the job. She's not that naive. She's not naive. I guess she just doesn't know her partners well. Doesn't know them well. She expects too much out of them. They're only human. You make it sound like she's not human. In a sense, she's more a machine than a human. Lawrence said something like that too. Honestly, I don't know how it could affect us yet, but the foundation of her team isn't as solid as it seems. I care about it so much because I was in a similar position once. I thought as long as I keep everything in perfect order, my team will agree and follow suit. Turns out most of them only felt stressed out. She's talking about her job. She's fought a lot in such a short time. Maybe it's just me. With so many things happening, I am all strung up. Especially today. All I could do was wait. Yeah, running all over the farm. Good exercise. You did great. If it were me, I couldn't have infiltrated the farm so smoothly. I wouldn't call that smoothly. Right. Bumps here and there. I learned a lot from Miss Situ about their line of work. Nothing of practical value though. Phew. And we should talk about your body. Yeah. Sorry for not telling you sooner. It's alright, I understand it. I understand it can be hard to start the conversation. Plus, even if you brought it up, I'd think you're joking. I wouldn't believe it if not for Miss Situ. That reminded me of those dreams you talked about. What dreams? You forgot? For a while you kept saying you had these lucid dreams. Maybe those are not dreams. Could it be a memory while being possessed? Yeah. Let's give it a rest. We have more than enough to juggle now. Wait till this vision business is over. Okay. I was kind of relieved when Miss Situ revealed your body condition. Now at least I know you can handle a fight. Hey, speaking of fight, I've never seen you get hurt, and you hardly ever get sick. Wow, it must be nice to be you. What have we done to deserve this? Oh, fuck my life. Don't know, but we can handle it, you and me. Well said, Mr. Dai. Hey, Jay. What? Why stare at me like that? You're a good man. After everything, I am freaking out, really. Seeing how calm you are makes me at ease. I guess your poker face has an upside too, We will get through this together. Never doubted it. Yes, okay, sleep time. 23 says my body needs plenty of rest to heal. Good night. Good night. I need a shower. Gonna shower with that specter in there, watching me closely. Hey. I thought I was in the bathroom just 1 second ago. I don't know what happened, but my body is now sound asleep. Shame. I was really looking forward to a hot shower. Sorry to interrupt. So, you chose ops? So many things happened today, and that is what you care about the most? Yeah, thought you'd like ops. If I were you, I'd probably choose the same. Thanks. For what? For making choices from my perspective. Now, about today's operation. Honestly, I wouldn't trust C2 too much. If I said she's reliable, I take it back. Today is one giant mess. Lawrence was occupied, so she sent me to infiltrate ops. For the record, you did agree to help. Wait on bedtime. Does this pause it? Honestly, I wouldn't trust C2 too much. If I said she's reliable, I take it back. Today is one giant mess. Lawrence was occupied, so she sent me. Yeah, they're like figuring shits out on the fly. And you did what they asked, just like that. I thought you'd do the same. Did you expect me to say no? I did. How could I have known you're dead against it? I did believe working with them was in our best interest for now. Why? Because the cellar was under maintenance, it's a great opportunity. You're right. Okay. I understand you didn't have any better choice under such circumstances. Although, one way or another, C2 and her gang lied to us. It's more like not telling the whole truth. The result is the same. They intentionally misled us. This whole operation is conducted without ours approval. In other words, it's illegal. They agreed to take the responsibility if they are caught. I don't see a legal operation as a big deal. So they say. If Al is really serious about it, Fran and I won't walk away untouched. Yeah, right. They concealed the truth for their own interest, and we're paying for it. They helped you and Fran in the process. I'm well aware of that. Isn't that a win-win partnership? Depends on the outcome. If they screw up for not having Al's blessing, then we have a lose-lose partnership. I do believe they are fighting Vision or even Al for a legitimate cause. And I do believe they're trying to do good and uphold justice. But I don't want to be one of them do-gooders or rub Vision the wrong way. Fran has been rubbing Vision the wrong way. Why did you agree to cooperate with them? Why did you agree to cooperate with them then? We know they're targeting Vision from the very beginning now. We can't protect crime without making an enemy of Vision, don't you agree? You're right. Although I thought they were backed by somebody, to find out they're on their own is shocking, to say at least. Say. We don't know if they really care about Fran and I. Man, I hate seeing the situation clearly and not being able to do anything about it. What do you say? Shall we continue to trust C2? Yeah, we should. Right, you've been on their side all along. Don't you think they're just using us? I don't mind as long as our interests are aligned. I don't. She's genuinely trying to help us. I'll trust you on that, since you know her better. I've been only watching on the sidelines after all. Say, Fran seems to trust them. She's worried about their internal dynamics though. I'm not worrying too much about that. What about you? She's worrying too much. Is that so? Speaking of Lawrence, you had quite... Ooh, my stomach's starting to hurt again. Speaking of Lawrence, you had quite a talk with him. Sort of. As before, I don't want you to be too involved when it comes to the time to pick sides. Pick sides? I mean, making friends with Lawrence is generally okay, but do keep a minimum distance. If this team of theirs implodes someday, don't stand right next to it. Honestly, I don't think C2 should have him on the team. That's so? Forthright. Impulsive, idolizing what seems good, turning a blind eye to their ugly side. His whole world tumbles down when he sees the idol's feet of clay. By that I mean he's trying too hard to impress C2. Agreed. Yeah. And if they ask me to do risky stuff again, just say yes, will you? I thought you didn't like risky stuff. I changed my mind. If risky stuff is inevitable, I might as well take the initiative. Get it over with faster and find out what we are really dealing with while I'm at it. I have a feeling that C2 will lie to us again. Come to think of it, even if C2 is 100% trustworthy, our body is still a problem. Al will hunt us down. Looks like our only way out is to join Al. I was naive enough to believe that if we bust Shane Yang, we could call it a day. Then Unisu happened, followed by Al, genetic engineering, the flop core. We are not dealing with one personal event. This is a whole interconnected, holistic mess. What Fran and I have seen is only a tiny part of it. This is a giant conspiracy that has been going on for a long time. C2 is not the first to discover it. She's just the first to stand up and do something about it. Are you saying C2 is a good person? Can't say if she's good or bad yet, but she's got some balls for sure. Where would we be if she never showed up? Fran would be dead, and I couldn't do a thing about it. I wouldn't even know what's happening. You were pretty judgmental about her not so long ago. I don't like her for what happened today. The fact is, she did help Fran and me, I won't deny it. These days, I'm starting to see the true face of reality. The reality is that I never had any control over my own life. Genetically engineered from birth, hunted down by Vision, cooperating with C2, I didn't have a choice in any of it. The most ironic part is, I don't even get to control my own body right now because of you. I'm sorry, Jason. I know I'm not the kind who takes initiative in things. All I ever wanted is to be left alone, away from the world's and other people's problems. See nothing, hear nothing, do nothing. No matter how hard I try, they just won't leave me be. For every inch I give, they want 2 more. Now I've made up my mind. Fran has been right all along. I can't just sit around and do nothing. Get my shit together, get a grip, take action. Don't just wait for things to happen. What's your plan? Fran started to see things your way. Doesn't that mean you were right? No. What happened is a wake-up call for both of us. She's learned to avoid unnecessary risks. I've learned to take necessary risks. Although I don't agree with C2. She was talking about lofty ideas. In a sense, she's like Fran. They're both idealists. They want to change the world, serve the greater good. I don't care about it so much. As I said, protect Fran, protect the way of life we have. This is all I ask for. I want to take back what is rightfully mine. Starting from my body, of course. That's a good start, yeah. Sorry. I didn't realize until you pointed out. I've been complaining all the time about this and that, about you. You could have fucked up my life royally if you want. But so far, you've been working hard to keep things going. In that case, I shouldn't apologize. I owe you a thank you. Thank you. Don't mention it. Haha. We must talk about Woody Shen too. Don't you agree? Not Woody Shen, he's an MVU. What's there to talk about? You have nothing to talk about, really? What if what they say is true, our problem won't have an immediate solution. Finding the source, whatever it is, can't be easy. Damn. There's always the possibility that the problem solves itself. True. Although, what this kin of ours said about the figure that killed your creator, what do you make of that? Observing you? Is that really what it wants? Maybe. You met it in person, right? Did it attempt to communicate? It did say something. Like what? It said I must free my mind. It said this and that, and someone else's blah blah. It said I'm free. I think it said I'm free. Cryptic. But I feel that it doesn't mean you harm. Probably. Hey, I've been wanting to ask you this. Do you want me to go looking for you? Huh? Based on what we know, to separate us, finding the source is a must. There's a very real possibility that you'll be gone afterwards. Won't you agree? Yes. I'm just thinking, suppose you're gone, would you like me to go looking for you? To find out what you are and maybe set you free? How could you do it? Don't know, but I can find out. I can't promise any specific result or that I'll risk my life for it. With a reasonable range, I will try my best. What do you say? I won't want to trouble you with that. I see. If that's the case, forget I asked. Yeah. What's up? The body is about to wake up. Anything else before we go? Yes. Don't let Fran know that I'm possessed. Why? She must be scared knowing that I can be possessed. I don't want her to worry for me. I'll leave the rest to you. You can count on me.